Good morning, Pastor Steve here. 2 Corinthians 1, 10 and 11. Who delivered us from so great a death, that's God, and doth deliver, in whom we trust that he will yet deliver us. You, verse 11, you also helping together by prayer for us and the church, that for the gift bestowed upon us by the means of many persons, thanks may be given by many on our behalf. See, God didn't leave us to do this alone. He first sent his enabling spirit. Remember in John 14:16, he said, I'll send you another comforter, that he may abide with you forever and ever. So we're never alone. But then he gave us the sometimes questionable gift of each other. In Galatians 6:2, remember it says, bear you one another's burdens and so fulfill the law of Christ. Someone might say, well, down in verse 5, it says, every man shall bear his own burden. Good, I'm glad you mentioned that. The first term is a term that means heaviness, a great weight, or big load, or big trouble. And the second term means a knapsack, a load to carry. No one is useless in this world who lightens the burdens of it to anyone else, says Charlie Dickens. So yeah, you have a load to carry. But when you get the heaviness, the trouble, that they're not expected to go it alone. That is supposed to be the job of the body of Christ, the church. Hebrews 12:12 says, wherefore lift up the hands which hang down and the feeble knees. 1 Thessalonians 5:11, therefore encourage one another, build up one another. Hebrews 3:13, encourage one another day after day, as long as it's called today, so you don't get hardened by sin's deceits. We need each other. Holding up feeble hands, for encouraging good works as well, but also for triumphs as well as trials. One blogger put it this way, the church is not an everyone lift yourself up by your spiritual bootstraps community. It is not one that says that the Lord helps those who help themselves, or that God never gives you more than you can bear, as we have discussed. The church should be a place where you can come and say, I have a burden that I cannot bear. And instead of being judged for having weak faith, you're surrounded by a network of love and support that will bear that burden with you. Just as Christ takes upon himself the burdens we cast on him, so too do we, as the body of Christ, take upon ourselves the burdens of those who come to us. Wild, isn't it? Love feels no burden, thinks nothing of trouble, attempts what is above its strength, pleads no excuse of impossibility, for it thinks all things lawful for itself and all things possible, said Thomas à Kempis, who was an early contemplative. I found this on a site with illustrations, and many come from those. Our Daily Bread, by the way, on June 19th, 1994, 40,000 fans were on hand in the Oakland Stadium when Rickey Henderson tied Lou Brock's career stolen base record. According to USA Today, Lou, who had left baseball in '79, had followed Henderson's career and was excited about his success. Realizing that Rickey would set a new world record, Brock said, I'll be there. You think I'm going to miss it now? Rickey did in 12 years what took me 19. He's amazing. The real success stories in life are with people who can rejoice in the success of others. What Lou Brock did in cheering on Rickey Henderson should be a way of life in the family of God. Few circumstances give us better opportunity to show God's grace when somebody succeeds and surpasses us in any area of our own strength and reputation. Now you ponder that, Pastor Steve.